gentlemen, introducing the pound-for-pound best radio show around the world, it's Leave It in the Ring.
But the real fight fans, I'm talking about if you're tuning in and listening to Leave It in the Ring right now, you're a real fight fan, okay? Because this is what hardcore fight fans do. We all want to talk about boxing consistently. It's a 24-hour thing. It's not a sport to us. It's a lifestyle.
Mosley, I believe, not maybe that same year or the year after, but
could have been after, yeah.
Yeah, they were close. They were close together. Now your brother won one and then lost one. I felt like he beat Shane that night in the rematch.
Yeah, I did too.
Plus he was on that clear or whatever. So,
Well, that's what I was going to ask about. Both of those guys were admitted to taking. Well, Vargas tested dirty after the fight, and then years later, Shane admitted to taking EPO for that fight against Oscar.
Well, the injection was EPO, right?
It was EPO, yes.
And you knew it was EPO that day, correct?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I knew it was something, yeah.
3. Did you know you were taking EPO, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. 2003, the fight with Oscar was in Nevada?
Nevada.
And so who would have oversight of that fight?
It would be the Nevada Commission.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What was the feeling like when you guys got that news, especially with Vargas? Because that came right away. Away the news came, and then the Shane Mosley fight. The reports came out a few years later. What was the feeling like with you guys?
Violated, because we're clean. We're as clean as they come, man. We're old school. Just train your asses off, man. Get your road work in the morning, eat right. Bust your ass in the gym. Our dad he was the type of guy that wanted a shitload of sparring, right? At least 120 rounds per camp, if it was a 12-round fight. And that's old school thinking. But we used to go by that. We used to do that at times. And so we're busting our ass, or he's busting his ass and doing what he's supposed to be doing. And then we thought we won the fight.
Right.
I thought he won the fight. And then you hear this crap coming out about him being, testing positive for all that bullshit. And you feel violated, man. You feel like, these guys are just trying to get whatever edge to, get one up on my brother. And you almost feel offended. Right. Man. This is it's supposed to be a gentleman's sport. But yeah, it sat very, very, nasty with me. And even to this day, when I see Shane, I call him Shane Mosley, not Shane.
Shane.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
He knew what he was taking. When they say, "Oh, I didn't know what I was taking," my nutritionist, was giving my bullshit. That's
right. I've had him on a few times, and we've talked about that, and yeah,
Did he say that he didn't know what he was taking?
He didn't want to get too much into it. What the discussion was, because at the time, we were cracking down a lot on PEDs, right. But he was just saying, really it's the fault of strength and conditioning coach coming into the fight game.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I said, man. Yep. Blame it on everyone.
I think a lot of times too. And I think that when these sports trainers and stuff start coming into the picture, they start bringing these things to the fighters, and the fighters are taking it, trying to be the best they can, because the sports trainers trying to say, look, this is what I did for him. The fighters don't really know. The fighters get in the ring and fight. The sports trainers and all these other people, that's what they do.
Absolutely.
So really we need to have Vada and USADA and all of them go down to the sports trainers and be like, listen, what are you giving this fighter?
We had a chance to sit down with a trainer that even said, first time around when having these fitness guys come up about, and they started helping out with his fighters, he said they put a roll of pills on the table, and I had no clue what they were. Right.
And maybe I should have done a little bit more investigation, and it did hurt his fighter in the long run.
And you know what? And you know what? Not only that, when you get these sports trainers, I did the worst. I fought the worst when I had sports trainers around me.
He said the same thing. He said the same thing about his fighter. Mm-hmm.
Really? When I didn't have a sports trainer, I didn't have all these guys coming in doing all this fancy whatever they're doing. I was just sticking to boxing and running, push-ups, set-ups, and all that stuff. I looked great. I was pound the best and all that stuff. I mean, I was undefeated and everything. But the minute the sports trainer came is when I had my first loss. And that was at Vernon Forest. The minute the sports trainer came is when I had my first loss.
If you could do it all over again, huh?
I would never have. If I could do it all over again, that guy would never be in the picture ever because I would never have a problem.
Because at that point, you were just doing old school boxing training, right? You were just straight up.
I was just doing my thing. I was just going to the gym, sparring, hitting the bags, training. I think when they keep it to that.
The De La Hoya rematch and all the things that were tied to it. We don't have to go there, but I always thought you didn't look good in that fight.
I did worse.
I thought you didn't look good in that fight. And would
you
agree?
Yeah, I agree. I didn't look good in that fight. Like I said, the first loss I got is with the sports trainer that I had. That was trying all these different vitamins and trying all these different things with me. Let's try this vitamin, let's try that vitamin, this vitamin, that. Trying everything, and I wasn't feeling good. And that's when I had my first losses with this guy. The same guy I had with De La Hoya is the same guy with Vernon Forest.
Well, I know him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
wow.
Okay? That's the first time I lost. 38-0 with 35 knockouts, and I lost when I had a sports trainer. And man, the sports trainer always is messing up the fighters. The fighter need to go ahead and just, fight. I mean, they're gonna be, and they're not even doctors. They're just sports people, and they're experimenting on fighters like lab rats.
Yep.
They need the Vada and all them need to go after the sports trainers. But listen, what are you giving this guy? What are you doing? Like, you can't give him this. That's not legal. Stuff like that.
I mean, as a professional athlete, you have to know exactly what's going into your body.
Absolutely.
And if you don't, they're bullshitting you. They're lying to you because, we know everything we were taking. We had to disclose. Whatever foods, whatever supplements, there's a list and you have to disclose everything you take, and we had, and he knew what was going on, but I mean, it is, it's a shame for him. But it just it sucks for Oscar because, that should have been a win on his record.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.